everybody, my name is Raja and I'm a senior double majoring in electrical engineering and computer science.
My name is Erin and I'm a senior studying electrical engineering.
And my name is Ray and I'm a senior electrical engineering as well.
And we are Invisiware Technologies. So we'd like you to think back to a time when you left the lab or work pretty late at night. You're walking out to the parking lot and it's dark and you notice that person out of the corner of your eye who gives you that bad gut feeling. Most people's instinct is to reach for their phone, but most of us, it's at the bottom of our bag or in a pocket that we just can't find. We found that a lot of people on campus had this problem as well, and we discovered that attendance to student activities actually drops once the daylight hours become fewer and fewer, just because people don't want to walk alone in the dark. Raja and I have mitigated this problem with pepper spray, but we really wanted a better solution, and in looking into it further, we found that it's not just our problem. You see, there are over 240 million people in the nation who dial 911 each year, and they do so holding confidence in the fact that emergency services will arrive in the national average of just 10 minutes. But what if that phone is too far away? Or that blue light in the parking lot, you just can't make it there in time? Or you can't afford to draw that unnecessary attention to yourself using pepper spray? Or if you live in a developing nation, then you can't rely on that 10-minute response time at all.
Not only do UMass Lowell students face this problem, there are 17.5 million students enrolled in college campuses across the nation. Nurses, doctors, and individuals working the late night shift have no way of contacting help discreetly in the event of an emergency. Every 107 seconds in the United States, somebody is sexually assaulted. Since the start of this presentation, 3 people have already become victims. People in developing nations have an even larger problem. My mom and dad both grew up in Egypt, where they got to witness firsthand police response times that took 2 to 3 hours, sometimes even longer, because the police found it a higher priority to continue sipping their coffee than responding to the emergency. The 80 million people in Egypt and many others in developing nations need a solution that will allow them to instantly access contact to all of their friends and family, notifying them that they need help so they can have someone to depend on to respond to the emergency.
So, there needs to be a solution that is easily accessible, reliable, discreet, and satisfies a global need. That's why we designed Flaire. Flaire is a tiny electric component that fits into wearable devices such as jewelry. With the simple push of a button, users will have instant access to emergency contacts and be able to send help messages and location information. This eliminates the need to pull out your phone and dial a number when time is so limited. So the way it works is you get your Flaire component in the mail. You can clip it on to whatever jewelry you like, such as a bracelet or a necklace. And then you install a mobile application on your phone, and we've designed that for you to be able to enter your personal information and your emergency contacts, how you wish to notify them. And it's a one-time setup, and it's ready for use whenever you need it. We also have a website in development, which we plan to use for online shopping and additional features.
Competitive products on the market are obvious, they're not discreet, they lack both efficiency and accessibility. Not only that, but they range between $200 to $300.
Unlike our competitors, our product is constantly giving the users updates. It will vibrate once your predetermined contacts have received your message, and then it will vibrate again to let you know that they're on their way. It doesn't require those users to download any application to their phone, and it will allow users to opt for an alarm if discretion isn't necessarily the best option. It will also vibrate when those predetermined contacts need assistance. So not only can you rely on them, but they can rely on you.
So the initial cost of production is estimated to start around $30 per unit, and we project that to go down to around $20 per unit once we get larger volume sales and mass production. So our plan is to produce an initial batch of 250 units. What we need to do so is we need $7,500 to get us there, 500 of which we've already received from a previous competition. Our plan is to sell the product at around $50 per unit, which gives us a 40% markup rate, which we plan to use for setting up the appropriate manufacturing facilities and distribution channels. Initially, our plan is to distribute our product through online shopping and shipping, and our long-term goals are to be able to expand to those developing nations where they need the product the most.
Thank you so much. We really enjoyed pitching our product to you, and we hope that with your help, we're able to make this business a success. Thank you so much, and we look forward to your questions.
Questions from our judges?
How do you know what size you can get this down to at this point?
So right now we're prototyping. We're using a Bluetooth module that's off the shelf, and that itself is probably a little smaller than a dime. The biggest component that we have going into our hardware is the coin-size battery, which we're hoping to choose a smaller model, but at the moment it's about the size of a quarter, maybe a penny. And all of that will be placed on a PCB. So when we start off with the design, it'll probably be maybe an inch by an inch, but the more expensive PCBs, you can do more layers, so it will diminish the size.
So we've been working on this all year, and we're actually, we built our prototyping circuit, and we're ordering our PCB tomorrow, and it's scheduled to finish by the end of this month. So we know it's already been designed, and it's ready for use.
Have you explored other responses to the activation? So, I mean, in developing countries, you said there's a couple-hour, lag time for police to come, and if someone's being, if there's an impending assault, even 4 minutes response time could be too long. What about just activating a siren on the mobile phone, and shouting out from, having the mobile phone, in a very robotic or authoritative voice, say, the police are on the way, the police are on the way.
Right, so there is going to be an option. We've had that suggestion before. There will be an option for an alarm to sound. It will be from your mobile device, but you can activate it from the device itself, which is on your jewelry. As far as the response time goes, like you said, we figured as well, sometimes 10 minutes is just too much. So our solution to that was in your predetermined contacts, you can select who you want as priority. So we're usually all within a mile vicinity of each other, given that we're working on this. So if Ray's back in the lab and I'm out in the parking lot, he'll be the first to get there when I push it, so I can set him as the first contact.
We've also gotten the suggestion to track your location and be able to find the contacts that are the closest to you at that time and be able to reach them the first.
Have you looked at filing provisional patents on this?
We've been looking into it. There's a lot of competitive products out there, and we do think that our value propositions make us, they make us what our users are going to be looking for. As far as patents go, it's kind of commercial off-the-shelf hardware, so anyone can really build it. It's just a matter of who is going to get to the market first at this point.
So if you call him and he's in the lab, how's he going to find you?
So it will send GPS location. It gives him my location based on my mobile device, and that gets texted to him.
Okay, but how's he going to try? It's going to track you real time? Okay.
Exactly. So the way it works is you just press the button and it'll use Bluetooth LE to communicate with your phone, and that alert goes out to all of your emergency contacts. So Erin's alert would not only go to Ray, it would go to me, could go to anyone she had inserted in the application prior, and they could request the current location as many times as they want. The GPS is coming from her phone, so we constantly have her location, and we're constantly giving it to them.
Have you talked with law enforcement, and what they say about it all?
So we have reached out. Our first goal is to get a text message to work, but for law enforcement, typically you need an automated voice message. 911 operating centers will not hang up on an automated call, which was our main concern. There's also an ability to press a series of numbers, so there's already a system in place for them where you can press 1 for fire, 2 for an ambulance, and 3 for police, I think it is. So there is that system already in place where there's no vocal communication needed.
Ladies and gentlemen, Flaire.